Alright boys, welcome back to the channel. How to resell on the streets like a G. In this video I'm basically going to be going over how we can resell and be safe, and a few tips on I guess street smarts of how we go about actually selling our products on the streets without being hurt or being at risk of being robbed or all this stuff. And just little tips and tricks that you'll learn along the way, but it's important that I deliver it to you now so that once you get into a situation, you can come back to this and go, oh yeah, AK said this, so I'm going to do that and follow his advice. But yeah, basically, like I said, the video is going to be about how we do it on the fucking streets, not online. You know, we got all these eBay sellers and all these Depop sellers. Yeah, I know that's all good and well, but when it gets down to reselling on the streets, it's not the same, is it, as selling online? And you might be thinking, well, okay, why don't you just fucking sell online and just make sure you're not at risk? Well, then what's the fun in that? Just sending off packages every day, fucking texting people online. Hi, how you going? This is the product, blah, blah, blah. That's bullshit. Let's go see some people in real life, get some business done, some sales done. That's how fucking OGs do it. We don't fucking do it on fucking Zoom or fucking eBay or shit like this. You know what I mean? Like, it's just good to get out there, talk to people, make money. Everyone's fucking happy. You know what I mean? Instead of just sitting in our rooms, fucking no fucking vitamin D. You know, just like little nerds, alright? Like, get out there, have some fun, alright? So it's basically going to be a rhetoric of lessons I've learned making money on the streets. I am by no means fucking Billy fucking Badass or whatever the fuck, you know, who goes out there and fucking thinks he's like some sort of street thug, some fucking gang member. I'm no means by that. I'm just a skinny little white boy. So you might be thinking like what the fuck would you know? And what I know is that I've made 150 grand on the streets in sale, cash in hand, sometimes pay ID, but all the same, I've made it by going out there, talking to people, selling products on the street, not fucking like sitting behind a desk and like fucking not learning anything. Alright? And more importantly, it's going to be more about the social side of things and how you interact with people and certain cues and sort of things that you can do to get the edge over your customer. I know that sounds weird because it's your customer. Like, why do you need to be getting an edge over them? But we'll get into that in a second. Alright, number one, never trust anyone. Probably heard this a million times from different people. But it is very true. You cannot trust anyone whatsoever. And the main reason I say this is because sometimes when we get good customers, say that we sell to someone for like 2 to 3 months or whatever, maybe even longer, we let our guard down. We think we're safe with them. Yeah, they're a good guy. They're not going to fuck us over, blah, blah, blah. And then one day, fucking bang, you get robbed. They don't pay you. Something happens. Something goes down. You never know what's going to happen. That's why it's always important that we never become emotionally attached in like a friendship sort of way, not fucking romantically. That's a bit fucking gay. But it's always important that we never like over trust someone and become over emotionally attached to them in friendship, especially with customers, because you never know what's going to happen. When there's money involved, things always go bad. Alright? And relationships are often built off a value exchange. And yeah, you are going to make friends or get to know people quite well as you sell to them quite a few times. But always in the back of your head, you got to be thinking, okay, this guy might try something today. It might not be today. It could be the next time I see him or the time after that or in 6 months down the track. You never know. But it's always important to keep that in mind. And absolutely everyone will take advantage of you if you let them. So there's an old saying, if you give an inch, you give a mile, alright? And that's 100% true. For example, if, say you were texting a customer, right? And he swiped up on your story and was like, can you do that hat for $50 or whatever? And you go, yeah, sweet, sounds good, blah, blah, blah. Get to the sale, and then he goes, can we actually do $40? Now, on the spot, in the heat of the moment, a lot of people would be like, yeah, okay, whatever, it's only $10 less, blah, blah, blah. Because most people aren't confrontational people naturally. I'm not a confrontational person naturally. I'm not just going out into the world looking to have a fight with someone, okay? It's always best to avoid that, even just like verbal confrontation. But if you let people get away with stuff like that, if you said yes, I'll do $40 for that hat, instead of saying no, we agreed with $50, I'm sticking with $50, just explain it calm and respectfully. Be like, I can't do that, sorry man, because we agreed on $50 and I feel a little bit disrespected, honestly, if you come here and want to offer less than what we already discussed, and I just feel like you're sort of betraying my trust. That's what you got to say, something like that, something along those lines. And you flip it on the cunt. You say, put it back on him, saying, well, now you're being a piece of shit by offering less on the thing. And he'll 9 times out of 10 he'll go, oh yeah, sorry. And if he doesn't, if he just goes, nah, I'm only doing $40 and now you're wasting my time, blah blah blah, then you know what to do. Just fucking leave, hit the block button, never see the fucker again. Alright? There's been times before where I've been purely and blatantly disrespected just because, for whatever reason, these people think they're entitled or whatever. I'll say, I'll already give them a discount on the product because for whatever reason they're buying a bundle or whatever, and I'll go, yeah, I'll do $30 on this one instead of normally $40, so you're getting a good deal. And I've had one time where this dude, we agreed on $30 for this certain product, and he goes, okay, I'm sending you 25 now. And I'm like, what, 25? And he's like, all right, I'm already done it. I'm like, bro, you sent me $25. We agreed on 30. I don't give a fuck if it's $5, $50, $500, bro. Like, what the fuck are you doing? And if they blatantly disregard you, well then don't fucking sell to them ever again. And this guy, he took it, he's like, I've already sent it, took the hat out of my hands and fucking walked off. And you know what? That dude still rings me to this day, and guess what? I never pick up the fucking phone because he's fucking blatantly disrespecting me. Don't let that shit fucking slide. And this can apply for a whole range of different things, alright? A whole range of different things. So, I know it's not really related to never trust anyone, but it's just a side note. Don't fucking let people get away with shit like this. The modern world, we've got people too fucking entitled and too fucking rude to just fucking stick to their word and their honor by agreeing on shit, and they fucking go back on you. And honestly, fucking, you shouldn't stand for that, and you should stick up for yourself 100%. Alright, number 2, scams, beware. Alright, this is mainly for my guys in Australia, but obviously this applies for anywhere in the world. I'm not sure how you guys do it in America or the UK or wherever the fuck you are, but in Australia we've got a thing called PayID, and obviously Australians would know this. It's basically where if you just transfer between accounts, right? I'm pretty sure it's like Cash App in like America, but you transfer between bank accounts. Basically bank transfer, but it's instant, so it comes to you straight away. So yeah, because a lot of the time, like bank transfers in the past would take like 24 hours to clear, and you're not sure if it's going to clear in time or whatever, and it's all this bullshit. But PayID makes it instant, pretty much all the time. I've had a few times where people have done PayID and the banks hold it for 24 hours for whatever reason, because fuck banks. But whatever. But yeah, fake PayIDs are most prevalent. So what people have got nowadays is like scammers or whatever. They've got fake PayID apps, so they'll rock up, they'll put in the PayID in front of you, or like the stuff in front of you, and the receipt will come up and it'll go, yeah, fucking blah blah blah, paid into your account. It looks all legit, and it says sent through Osco, and Osco means it's like instant, so it'll come through straight away, but you don't get the money. And they'll go, oh well, I sent the money, so I'm not going to let you leave without you giving me the product. And that's how they sort of entwine you into this trap, where you sort of got like a Mexican standoff. Like, if I give you the product and the money doesn't come through, then I get fucked. And then the other person says, well, if you don't give me the product and the money comes through, well, then you fucked me over. So then you sort of just stand there in like the stalemate, if you know what I mean. And if that happens, you sort of, you got to expect like sort of a confrontation after that. You can't just be like, oh well, oh here you go, take it, because then you're fucked. Then you're fucking gone. You met up somewhere in public, you're not at their house, you don't have their phone number. They'll just go fucking block you, and then you get robbed. Basically, you get scammed. So what you got to do in that situation is you just got to fucking stick to your guns and say, bro, you fucking scam me. I'm gonna fucking do this. You better get the fuck out of here, blah, 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 before I go get some people and we sort this out. You know, you got to be like that. You got to be like straight up, because the reason why you have to be like that is because if the person trying to scam you or the people there are really about it, they would have just robbed you straight up. They don't fucking bother doing fake pay IDs and shit like this because they're not scared. But if they're doing this, if they're doing fake pay IDs, they're of the mentality of like, I don't really want to get into a confrontation because I just want to do the fake scam and walk away, and then the person will notice after, if that makes sense. So you've just got to fucking go at them, and so they get a little bit scared and it's sort of like, they get it fucking, oh, this guy's actually getting a bit fucking angry. I didn't really want to get into a confrontation. So maybe it's just best if we fucking run off or whatever. And that's what you got to do. It's a little bit different if there's a whole group of them and they seem sort of dangerous or whatever. So I've been done like this before where we would just did this. We were standing around and I told him, I'm not fucking going anywhere unless I get my money in the account. You're not taking shit. And it was 4 big fucking black dudes, alright? Big fucking Africans. And look, I'm not a racist person, right? I'm not a racist person. But fucking Africans are known to fucking cause trouble, especially in Oz, alright? They're just known for it, okay? They got fucking gangs and all this bullshit, blah, 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 blah. I'm not gonna get into it. I'm not being fucking racist. I'm just saying that's what they're fucking doing, alright? Not all of them, but some of them, okay? So just fucking, if you're woke and you're a fucking feminist and you're a fucking, oh, you're racist, then just get the fuck out of here, alright? I don't want to hear your shit. But all the G's, there's no, that's just fucking how it is, alright? That's just how it is. There's pieces of shit white people too, okay? Relax. Anyway, back to the story. So these 4 big fucking black dudes were there, right? I'm in a park. I've got no one with me, alright? And we're at this Mexican standoff where we're saying, okay, I'm not giving you the product, and they're not letting me go without them getting the product. And I knew it was a fucking scam. Like, come on. 4 fucking Africans, bro. These fucking scammers, alright? Anyway, so 4 of them, I'm thinking they might have knives, they might have this, they might have that. They're going to try fucking fight me if I try do a runner. I'm not going to try and fight them because they might just get out a knife and fucking stab me. And one thing to always remember, not worth fucking losing your life over, okay? So don't try fight. Know your fucking limits, alright? Especially if you're not like a fucking professional fighter, okay? You know what I mean? Anyway, moving on with the story. So now I'm thinking, what can we do? I was like, alright, there's only one way we're going to solve this, and this is if we go get cash. I'm saying to the guys, because I know that they know, like they're scamming obviously, and I know this. I'm saying, let's go, I'll take one of you boys up to the ATM and get cash out, and that's how we're going to solve this. And if the pay ID comes through, which I know it's fucking not, because they're fucking dickheads, I'll just pay it back. So, because I was thinking in my head, if I just get with one of them and take them up to the ATM away from the other 3, maybe I can fight the one dude off and get away, and I keep all my stuff and nothing happens. It's sort of just like a fucking break-even sort of situation. But as I went to get in the car with this dude, the guy fucking takes the box where all the stuff was on, just fucking bolts. The one dude bolts. I go run after the dude with the box. The other 2 grab me by behind. They fucking get me in like a hold, and the other dude's just like standing in front of me like, what the fuck are you gonna do, pussy, all this shit? I'm like, yeah, I'm the pussy. Fucking 4-on-1, fucking bitch. But anyway, that's how he fucking got fucking robbed. Anyway, so yeah, don't beware of scams and shit like this, okay? People like this do exist, and it is gonna happen to you at some point. It's inevitable, especially if you're selling at such a high volume. But yeah, it's always hard. And yeah, okay. Anyway, getting robbed. So, a bit more, that was the story of how I got robbed and scammed, basically. But this is ways we can avoid it. This is some of the stuff I should have done, alright? So, number 1, a random account messaging you. If you don't know the person who's messaging you, And I know it's hard because you got to sort of meet up with random people to get sales, but if it's like a completely random anonymous sort of account messaging you, then if it's got like 1 follower or 0 followers or something, then it's always like I don't really want to fuck with this thing because just for the off chance it could be a fucking setup. Okay. The person that messaged me, I thought was a referral of someone because we had a mutual connection, but it turns out the Instagram account that they were using to message me on when I got robbed, just as I was just explaining, was a guy who was in jail and they were using his account. So it wasn't really that guy. It was like his mates or whatever. Number 3, wanting to meet at a park/abandoned spot. That's always good to meet in public. That's a mistake I made. I met up in a fucking park, no one around, sort of getting dark, fucking sitting duck, bro. Sitting duck. Meeting at night. To be honest, I always meet at night with people, but it's never really an issue. I've done some pretty dumb shit where I've like met people in like Logan train stations at like 10 o'clock at night. Went fine, but fuck. Thinking back on that now, that could have gone fucking horribly wrong. Alright? And meeting multiple people. Now, it's sort of hard to know whether you're going to meet multiple people. But say if you rock up to like a car park, alright, at fucking late at night, and there's like 10 dudes there fucking hoodies on, then you're like, okay, this is a bit fucked. So, always be careful of situations like that. If you think you're going to get robbed, you probably will. Every time I've had like a gut feeling about potentially getting robbed or getting fucked over, it generally comes to fruition. It generally does. I've had a gut feeling before every sort of dodgy interaction I've ever had, just because this guy looks dodgy, and stereotypes exist for a reason, alright? Stereotypes 100% exist for a reason. If some dude's got an Instagram account and looks like some driller dickhead, well then he probably is going to be some driller dickhead. But we'll get into that in a second anyway. Number 4, dealing with drillers, as I just said. So if you don't know what a driller is, it's basically like a gangster, like a wannabe gangster. Like, people in Oz would know what I'm on about. Like, there's these kids running around with fucking balaclavas and shit. Like, bro, just stop. You're not a fucking gangster, bro. You're not from Compton. So you're going to come across kids and people who think that they're gangsters, alright? And I'm going to show you an example of an account in a second that looks like one. So honestly, most of the time, these guys are okay to deal with. It's always, I'll get into that in a second. So most of the time, when you deal with people like this, they're actually not too bad. They're generally actually quite quiet people. Like, they act tough and like hard online, like, oh, I'm a fucking driller. But you get to them in person, and all you got to do is basically come in super high energy, sort of like how I am in the video. You come in like, fuck, how's it going, bro? Nice to meet you, blah, 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 blah. And you sort of just bombard them. And you sort of take away their energy of wanting to act like a gangster by just coming in super fucking like high energy, sort of like bouncing on your fucking feet, sort of like you're like on fucking coke. Like, and they sort of get shocked, like, what the fuck? This dude's just like a fucking tweaker. And then, like, obviously act nice and respectful. You just act confident. Like, you hold your eye contact, you go, hey, how's it going? My name's this. Nice to meet you, brother. Oh, I'll see you after this today. And you just got to be super, like, fucking, like, interactive, if you know what I mean. But it's always good to reflect their behavior, too. So, if they come in and they're, like, super disrespectful, they're like, oh, yeah, nice to meet you, blah, blah, blah. Like, and then trying to act, like, hard. And then trying to be like, oh, this is a bit fucking expensive, don't you think? And then, well, you gotta give him a fucking message back, like, well, I'm not forcing you here, bro. If you want to leave, you can leave. Like, you just give them that fucking ultimatum. Like, you just fucking, like, straight up just tell them how it is. They're trying to be rude, disrespectful. Don't be, like, ultra rude and disrespectful back. Don't be like, oh, fuck you or whatever. But be stern. Be, like, firm. Be like, well, bro, if you don't want to buy anything, I'll just leave if you want. Like, it doesn't fucking bother me. You know? Just give them that fucking ultimatum. Be like, I'm here now. If you want to buy something, buy something. If you're going to disrespect me, I'll just fucking walk away. Donald Trump, he's got a book called Art of the Deal. What it's mainly about, one of the main things about in the book, it's about how you have to be willing to walk away from the deal, like at a negotiating table. And that fucking exists at where Donald Trump is in fucking presidential fucking talks with other fucking political leaders and on the streets as well. Like, you gotta be willing to walk away, okay? 100%. And usually when you deal with these guys, you might go in thinking, oh, fuck, this guy's hard, oh, I'm a bit scared what he might do because he's a fucking, looks like a gang member. 9 times out of 10, probably like 95% of the time, these guys are fucking bitches, bro. Like, they're not hard, okay? They're not hard at all. Alright, so my personal rules for who I deal with as customers, okay? So I don't deal with dickheads like this who fucking flex money and fucking throw up in front of cars and shit with fucking skinny legs and shit. Like, what the fuck are you doing, bro? What are you doing? I generally just don't do it because, like, they're flexing all their fucking bank balance right there, right? If the money that they're flexing, okay, is their fucking net worth, if you know what I mean. Like, there's no point in me going to take his fucking $50 when I can go see some other dude who's got like fucking thousands to spend, if you know what I mean. Like, I don't need, you're wasting my time, motherfucker. And they'll be like, oh, can you please do $51 on this? Or can you take $30 off this? Oh, I'll buy it right now. Like, I don't give a fuck, man. Like, just stop. Obviously, don't say this to them, but you just gotta understand, like, these people aren't worth your time generally. And a lot of the times they can just cause more fucking problems than good, if that makes sense, okay? So I don't have money, they waste time, can be unsafe. So I'll pick and choose who I want to sell with, alright? I'll pick and choose who I sell with. Like I said, since I got robbed by Africans, I generally don't fuck with Africans. If I see if it's an African dude and he's fucking got like all this gang shit and blah 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 blah, then no, I won't fucking even bother because I know he just thinks he's a fucking hard cunt and that he's probably gonna try something. Alright? It's not worth the risk, if that makes sense. Like, I don't give a fuck. I got African customers, I got fucking white customers, Asian customers, whatever. Okay? It doesn't matter. It doesn't fucking bother me. But if I see you trying to act like a fucking hard motherfucker, I just won't bother because you're too much of a threat. You're so much of a gangster, well then fucking, yeah, I won't fucking deal with you. But, like I said, 9 times out of 10, they're not actually bad shit. But, I just don't deal with them anyway because I've got better fucking demographics I target. But yeah, moving on. Oh yeah, last thing. It's always a good idea to have a vouch system. So if you don't know what a vouch system is, it's basically where, like, you get existing customers to refer new customers, and that's the only way that someone is allowed to buy off you. But is if you know someone. Otherwise, there's a chance of, if you don't know someone, that they might just fucking rob you. Especially once you get a bigger name. People see it as like, oh, we'll fucking take on this cunt. He seems to be getting a name for himself. And same applies to if you're starting out super small too. They might just think, oh, no one knows who the fuck this little dude is. Let's just fucking rob him. And no one's gonna fucking retaliate. Whereas if they see you, it might deter some people if you have like a big following. Like, oh, this guy must be quite connected if he has so many followers. He definitely knows other people who would fucking come bash us or whatever. You know, if that makes sense. Alright, so customers I deal with. So I only deal with guys who I know have money. And particularly cash. I'm not gonna say what the fuck where they get their cash from, but like you can sort of guess where they get their cash from, if that makes sense. Older guys and girls, 25 plus. So yeah, older guys and girls are generally more respectful and they won't pull anything crazy. And yeah, that's simple as that. And dealing, I don't just sell to like dudes and just sell like bullshit to dudes, but girls too are a good income stream. Like fucking, you know what chicks are like, mate? They'll just go fucking spend hundreds of fucking dollars on like this bullshit. They don't even need like handbags and shit like that. They may as well come to fucking me and buy it. So I'm not complaining, but yeah, generally like you're less likely to be fucking robbed by a girl as well. Sometimes it's like a tactic where they use a girl to like keep you like your guard off. So you rock up to the sale and that might be like dudes and you might go, fuck. That wasn't expected. But most of the time, if you're dealing with a girl, they're generally pretty nice. Like, they're not going to be fucking, they're not gonna try fucking rob you, are they? And if they do, just fucking laugh, because what the fuck are they gonna do? Anyway, and number 3, people that treat me well. I do not mind selling to anyone as long as they are respectful, and just simple things like if someone messages me, like one of my posts and goes, available, question mark. I'll just be like, was it really that hard to message me saying, hi mate, is this still available? Thanks. Like, was it really that hard to put that little effort in to like show like you're being respectful? That's how I'll message people. I'll be like, oh hi, is this still available? Whatever, if I'm after something. Like a respectful message. Like you text the way you would talk to someone, you know? Like, you don't just go available, question mark, like that. Like, you might think I'm being petty, but like shit like that pisses me off, because like fuck you. Like, just fucking spend the extra 5 seconds and type something nice, you know? But yeah, stuff like that, like I literally like take all this into account when I'm selling to someone. Like the way someone texts, the way that they phrase things, the way that they fucking put their punctuation. I'll fucking take note of this and go, this guy seems to be acting weird because he's doing this or whatever. Because I know that it could, down the track when I sell to this guy, it could be a red flag. It definitely could be a red flag. So I'm always like wary of this sort of like little stuff. Just little things like this make a huge difference. So yeah, people that treat me well and like text me respectful things, and when I'm with them, they talk to me, and they want to have a chat or whatever. Things like that I always take into consideration, and I'll favor those customers. Like, I'd be lying if I said I didn't have bias for some customers. So say if there was a product that 2 customers wanted, one was a little fucking germ who I didn't like, and one was like some nice dude that fucking super respectful, really nice. It's always like, oh, how's your day been, mate? Blah, blah, blah. I'm going to that motherfucker every day of the week. Fuck you, man. What the fuck have you ever done for me? This guy's always nice, asking how my day is, and you're over here saying, available? Fucking shit like that. So fuck you. So yeah, that's another thing I look out for too. Now, I think that's the end of the fucking, what we've got here on the slideshow. Now, yeah, basically that's how I deal with stuff reselling on the streets. And it wasn't even about anything to do with reselling, how to sell. It wasn't about how to get customers. It wasn't about nothing. It was just about street smarts and small little tips and tricks and things you have to be aware of on the street. So don't take any shit from people. It's always about, I'd highly recommend you go read like some books or read up on like body language and stuff like that, because that stuff is really powerful. There was a book I read, I fucking forgot. It's written by a guy called Dale Carnegie. I think it's like, I've got it over there somewhere. I think it's How to Win Friends and Influence People. Great book. Obviously, 48 Laws of Power. Interesting read too. Don't fucking follow it completely or you're like a psychopath. But definitely take lessons away from stuff like that. Watch some videos on YouTube about like how fucking leaders, political leaders and fucking CEOs and whatnot go about their business, and how they use subtle tricks and intricacies of how they talk to people, how they act, how they hold their fucking eye contact, how they use their hand gestures, etc. Stuff like that. The tone of their voice, how they go and talk, basically. So yeah, stuff like that. Really, really important. I didn't get much into that side, but like the body language side is so important. Stuff like that. Anyway. It's already getting up to half an hour now, so I'll let you just go. If you watched to the end, you're a fucking G. Hope you learn a lot. See you in the next one.